You're smart. You understand things quickly. People come to you for advice. So why do you still doubt yourself? Why do you overthink simple decisions? Why do you hesitate before speaking? Why do you feel like you're not ready yet, even when you clearly are? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Smart people don't lack ability. They often lack confidence. And sometimes they are the ones slowly destroying it. This matters more than you think. Because confidence is not about IQ. It's about how you see yourself when things get hard. You can read books. You can watch lectures. You can understand deep ideas. But if you don't trust yourself, none of that knowledge shows up when it counts. In job interviews, in relationships, in business, in leadership. And the worst part? The very traits that make you smart can quietly work against you. Let's break this down. First reason, you overthink everything. Your brain is powerful. It sees patterns. It sees risks. It sees what could go wrong. But instead of helping you act, it traps you. You analyze every option. You replay every conversation. You imagine 10 different future outcomes. And while you're thinking, someone less smart is already moving. Imagine this. You have a great idea at work. You think about presenting it. But then your mind starts. What if it's not good enough? What if someone asks a question I can't answer? What if they think I'm stupid? So you stay quiet. Later, someone else shares a simpler idea. Not better, just shared with confidence. And they get the credit. Overthinking feels responsible, but it slowly teaches your brain, don't act. You might fail. Confidence grows from action, not from perfect analysis. Second reason, you tie your worth to being right. Smart people are used to being correct. In school, you got praise for right answers. You were the intelligent one. But life is not a classroom. In real life, you will be wrong. Often. And if your identity is built on always being right, every mistake feels like a threat. So what do? You avoid situations where you might fail. You don't try new things unless you're sure you'll succeed. You stick to what you already know. But confidence doesn't grow in comfort. It grows in uncertainty. Think about someone learning a new skill. Public speaking, starting a business, going to the gym. They look awkward at first. They mess up. They feel exposed. But every time they survive that discomfort, their confidence builds. If you avoid looking foolish, you never give yourself the chance to become strong. Being smart is not about being right all the time. It's about being willing to be wrong and learning anyway. Third reason, you compare yourself to impossible standards. Smart people often hang around other smart people. And suddenly, you're not the genius anymore. You're average. You scroll online and see people who seem ahead of you. More successful, more confident, more accomplished. And your brain says, you should be further by now. You forget something important. You see their highlights. You feel your doubts. That's not a fair comparison. Let's say you're 25. You're skilled, thoughtful, capable. But you compare yourself to someone who has been building for 10 years longer than you. Of course you'll feel behind. Comparison steals confidence because it shifts your focus from growth to judgment. Instead of asking, am I better than yesterday? You ask, am I better than them? And that question rarely ends well. Confidence grows when you measure progress against your own past, not someone else's present. Fourth reason, you talk to yourself like an enemy. This one is subtle. Smart people are very aware. You notice your flaws quickly. You spot your weaknesses. You replay your mistakes in detail. But awareness without kindness becomes self-attack. After a small mistake, your mind says, you should have known better. That was stupid. You're not as capable as you think. Would you talk to a friend like that? Imagine your friend gives a presentation and stumbles on a few words. Would you say, wow, you're terrible. You embarrassed yourself? No. You'd say it's okay. It happens. You did well overall. But when it's you, the voice is harsher. And if you constantly criticize yourself, your confidence slowly erodes. Because confidence is built on trust. And you can't trust someone who keeps attacking you, even if that someone is yourself. You don't need blind positivity. You need balanced honesty. Yes, I made a mistake, but I'm learning. Yes, I'm not perfect, but I'm improving. That's how confidence survives. Now let's bring this together. Smart people ruin their confidence not because they're incapable, but because they overthink, avoid being wrong, compare unfairly, and speak harshly to themselves. The solution is not to become less intelligent. It's to act more, risk more, forgive yourself more, and measure progress differently. Your intelligence is a gift, but without confidence, it stays hidden. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be ahead of everyone. You just need to move, even when your mind says, wait. Because confidence is built in motion, not in thought. So here's something to reflect on. Where are you overthinking instead of acting? Where are you avoiding being wrong? Where are you comparing yourself unfairly? And how do you speak to yourself when no one is listening? Be honest. If this message resonated with you, comment below. I will act. Like this video if it helped you see yourself differently. And subscribe for more videos that challenge your mindset and push you to grow. You're already smart. Now it's time to become confident too.